Okay, Nana, so you know that what you mean by structure basically. So if I take a variable, actually, variable can take only a single value, right? Similarly, if I take an array can take multiple values. But what is the constraint is all the values should be of a single type or same type. If I want to take values with different data types, and if I can give a single name to all those values as a group, then I'll go for the structures, right? So that is a concept of structures. Avuna kada?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. So how I can create a structure basically, okay? So first of all, what is the need of the structure means basically, so this is the reason. I want to store values of different types under a single name. That's my goal, okay? So if I want to take what are the values of some person actually, features of the person means his name, okay? For a student actually, roll number, place, address, it's like a percentage, CGPA. So all are different types. If you take a name, that is a string. If you take a roll number, if I take last 3 digits, okay, those are nothing but integer values. If I take the CGPA, it will be like 9.5, 9.6, 8.9. So that is like a float value, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So if I want to create a structure of a student actually, okay, how I can do that is, so structure. So we use the keyword called struct. Struct. I can give a name called student. This is the name of the student. In this, I can create some of the fields, members, attributes, whatever you call them as. Okay, so I can call them as members of the structure, fields of the structure, or attributes of the structure. Okay, so if I want to store a name, so I declare char name. So with the size of some 50 or something, so that you can store a larger names. If I want to store roll numbers, we increase the roll number. If I want to store CGPA, I say that float CGPA, right? And this is how you close. Closing brace with a semicolon, right? So this is a structure. You know this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is this? Struct is the keyword, student is the name that you give to this structure, and there are 3 members. Okay, one is character type, another one is integer type, and third one is a float type. Because I want to store 3 different values. Character type is the name. Okay, so if I want to store name, so name is nothing but it's a collection of so many characters. So I declare it as an array, right? There is a question can you include a array in structure or something, right? In 6th unit. Unda alantidi. Enana?
Sure.
Is there any question like that? Can I include an array in a structure or something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can someone read it out, that question? Tora, time is taken, please. ఎవరైనా చదువుతున్నారా? చదవండి నాన్న.
Can array be included as member of the structure? Explain with examples.
Very good, Nana. Okay. So this is nothing but an array, Nana, right? You can write this also, no problem in that. Because in the structure, our student structure, we included an array which is of a character type inside the structure. Okay. So it's a, you can write this also, Nana, no problem in that. Okay. So just coming to this concept, okay, just I'm revising all the things that you have learned so far, or you learned so many times in the class. So structure, student, and these are the members. And how do you close the structure? Closing brace followed by semicolon, right? చెప్పండి.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nana. So where do you write this structure basically between the hash include and the main, right?
Yes, sir.
So if I want to
Yes,
create
sir.
it as a program, if I want to create it as a program, I can write something like this: hash include stdio.h. Okay, then structure, and after that we can write a main into main, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so what is my duty now? I want to declare variables of this structure, then I want to read some of the details of the students, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then how I can do that? If I want to declare variables, I have to write structure student. Okay, if I want two variables, I'll write the s1 comma s2, right? S1 comma S2. That means I am creating two variables of a structure type, right? Okay, so if I want to give values to S1, how I give this? You can give the values by assigning them, you can give them by initialization, or you can read the values from keyboard, right? If I want to give by assigning actually, so how I can do that? So I write something like this, okay? So my name is Sino, okay? A roll number is a 708, okay? And percentage is 8.678, something like this, right? Okay, so this is by initialization, right? Because that has got three fields. First is a string, second one is integer, and third one is a, tell me, okay, it's a float value. So you can initialize like this. Okay, so if I want to assign the values, how I can do that? First declare the variable s1, right? And if I want to assign values, okay, I have to use an operator called dot. This is called the dot operator. Dot operator. What is the use of dot operator? If I want to access any field of my structure, I have to use the dot operator. What is the syntax? Structure variable name, structure variable dot member. This is the syntax, right? Structure variable dot member name. Okay, so in this case, structure variable is s1. So I have to write the s1 dot name. Similarly, s1 dot roll number. Similarly, s1 dot CGPA. This is how I can access the members of my structure by using the dot operator, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So if I want to assign values, okay, if I want to assign, I don't want to give values with initialization. Similarly, I don't want to send values from keyboard. I want to assign. Can I do this? S1 dot name equals to Sino. Can I do something like this? Is it possible? Do you think is it valid? చెప్పండి నేను అలా రాయొచ్చా?
No, sir.
ఎవరో
No,
కెమెరా
sir.
చేస్తారు కొంచెం ఆపండి కదా. Someone. Okay, then. So what is this then actually? You can't do this like this, right? Because you are assigning a string. Okay, string can be given at initialization or you can give it from keyboard. Okay, but if I want to give something like this, what I have to do is I have to use the string handling function. Okay, what is a string handling function? A strcpy. So I have to use something like this. strcpy string copy. First one is the destination, that is s1 dot name, comma, then my name. Okay, so please remember that. Okay, so if I want to copy string, if I want to assign a string to my member, I have to use strcpy. Through that strcpy only you can assign a string to a variable. And for other values, you can directly write them with the assignment operator. That is s1 dot roll number is it's like 708. S1 dot CGPA is 8.679, something like that. Since these two are values, you can use equal to. This is a string, you can't assign with the equal to operator. You have to use string copy function for that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So this is the second method to give a value to your string variable, right? String variable is the structure variable, right? So basically we don't do this, right? If I do this, that is fixed values. Most of the times what we do, we try to enter values from keyboard so that your variable can take the values during the runtime. That's the best thing that we follow, right? మాట్లాడండి జీవితం మాట్లాడండి కన్నా.
Yes, sir.
So if I want to give values from keyboard, what I have to write? I will write something like this: printf enter name, roll number, and CGPA. Right? This is how I write. Then I write scanf. First one is a string, percentages. Second one is integer, percentage d. Third one is float, percentage f. Then I write s1 dot name. Since this is a string, we don't need ampersand symbol. And for these two things, I use s1 dot roll number ampersand s1 dot CGPA. Right?
Yes, sir.
So just see here, it's like if I want to read the values, no need of the ampersand symbol. Ampersand symbol is used only for the integers and float values. If I want to read values to a string, I don't need that ampersand symbol. Simply I write s1 dot name, right? Okay now. And after that, if I want to print values, I can do this: printf name equals to percentage s. Okay. Then one tab roll number equals to percentage d. One tab. Then CGPA equals to percentage f. Okay. One slash n. Then I write s1 dot name. S1 dot roll number, then S1 dot CGPA, right? So return 0, close. And here we are having that. Okay, just remove that thing. Here what I have to write? Hash include stdio.h. Then I have to write struct student. Here I am having char name with 50 int roll number float CGPA. Then closing brace semicolon. After that main and all that. Okay, so this is a complete program. Right?
Yes, sir.
గుర్తొచ్చిన కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇది Emma.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for example, if I want to store details of another student, what I do? I take another student name S2 and I read all the values, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I want to store details of all 60 students or 65 students in your class, then what I have to do?
Array.
I take the
Yes.
array of structures, right? Structure student S with the size is 65. With the size of 65. This is the array of structures wherein I can store details of the 65 students, right? Then what are the things that I should change here? I have to take a variable called integer I. Okay, I have to take integer I. Then I have to use a for loop, something like this. So I put all these things inside a for loop, right?
Yes, sir.
You have all these things in your notes, right? I just gave you some PDF or something. So what I do now? In the main structure student.
Size 60.
Okay, so yes, with the size 65. Then I take an integer variable I and I write a for loop for I equals to 0, I less than 65.
Then
I plus plus, and inside that I just ask something like this:
print.
printf enter s of percentage d, okay, apostrophe s slash పెట్టి వేస్తాం అంటే s1's details s2's details అలా సో enter percentage d స్లాష్ పెట్టి సింగిల్ కొట్టాను అర్థమవుతుంది కదా అంటే అది ఎలా వస్తుంది s1's details లా వస్తుంది రైట్
Yes, sir.
సో ఇలా సింగిల్ కోట్ ప్రింట్ కావాలి అంటే నేను స్లాష్ పెట్టుకోవాలి లైక్ మనం పైథాన్ లో చూసినట్టే ఓకే నేమ్ రోల్ నంబర్ అండ్ CGPA ఎంటర్ చేయమని చెప్తున్నాం రైట్ సో ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి ఇక్కడ ఒకటి రాయాలి డబుల్ కోట్ తర్వాత I+1 అని పెట్టుకోవాలి I+1 ఎందుకన్నా S1 S2 S3 లాగా వస్తుంది రైట్ I అని పెట్టుకుంటే 0 వస్తుంది S of 0 లేదు నేను 1 నుంచి 65 దాకా అనుకుంటే చెప్పండి I+1 అని పెట్టుకుంటాను అర్థమవుతుందా ఈ చివరిలో ఇక్కడ I+1 పెట్టాను అనుకోండి I నాకు 0 తో స్టార్ట్ అయింది కదా సో 0+1 అంటే ఇది ఇలా అడుగుతుంది ఎంటర్ S1's నేమ్ roll number CGPA enter S2's name roll number CGPA like that it will ask until 65. So inside scanf what you do? So same scanf a string integer float but here I write s of I dot name right then ampersand of s of I dot roll number then ampersand s of I dot CGPA. Okay, so what is the point that should noted here is I am writing s index I dot name. So since I am using an array, you should not write s only. You have to write s subscript I. That will refer to the each and every student. Right, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So if I want to print these values, how I do that? Again, I write a for loop. Then, చెప్పండి s of I name equals to s of I name, s of I roll number equals to s of I roll number, s of I CGPA equals to s of I CGPA. So all 65 student details will be get printed on the screen. Okay. Did you get the clarity? Okay. Okay, now can I ask you some questions on this? Emma. Can I ask some questions? వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుందా లేదా మాట్లాడరేనా Hey,
Yes.
hey, voice. Okay, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the keyword that should be used to create a structure?
Struct.
Struct is the keyword, okay. How do you close the structure declaration?
Semicolon, sir.
Semicolon, sir.
By using a semicolon. Okay. How do you create variables for the structure? Structure కి variables ని ఎలా create చేస్తాం? మాట్లాడండి కదా. స్ట్రక్చర్ కి వేరియబుల్ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం అన్న తెలీదా ఆ రోల్ నెంబర్ 55 ఉన్నారా
Yes, sir.
నేనా స్ట్రక్చర్ వేరియబుల్ ఎలా డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం
Struct, sir. Structure name, variable name, semicolon,
simple
intimate.
and as simple as that ఇది అంటే array of structures if that is a simple variable how I do that s1 comma s2 s3 all these s1 s2 s3 are nothing but the structure variables right
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay how can I access individual fields of the structure
Structure variable dot member, sir.
structure variable name dot member name so the operator that we use is a dot operator right okay can anyone tell me if I have declared a variable called struct student s1 can anyone tell me what is the size of s1 what is the size of s1 how do you calculate
Sum of sizes of all its members.
sum of the sizes of all its members okay what is that sum of
Sizes.
of its members right what do you mean by that
Size of name
plus size of roll number plus size of CGPA right Nana okay you can tell me that what is the size of name from the declaration
50.
50 Nana.
50, sir.
50 what is the size of the roll number
2, sir.
2, sir. 2, sir.
2 Nana. 2 bytes because that is integer what is the size of CGPA
4.
4
sir.
bytes so total 56 bytes 56 bytes right okay now
Yes, sir.
Sir.
so as simple as that నేను వచ్చేసి మనకి ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది స్ట్రక్చర్ రైట్ Okay, next one is called union. Union is similar to structure. The difference is, one is we use another keyword called union, right? Union is the keyword to declare a union variable. Okay, I'm creating a union with values. Values is its name. Okay. Then I am having three different variables. One is character type, another one is integer type, and the third one is float type. Okay, so this is almost similar to the structure except the keyword union, right?
Yes, sir.
If I want to create variables for this, similarly I write int main. Here I write union values v1 comma v2, right? v1 comma v2. So v1 v2 are the union variables, right? But the thing
Yes, sir.
is, if I write v1 dot ch equals to letter A, because that is a character, and I write v1 dot x is 10, and if I write v1 dot y is 2.5, okay? If I try to print all the values like percentage, if I write for example v1 dot ch equals to percentage c, right? And slash if I write v1 dot ch, do I get a? A వస్తుందా? A వస్తుందన్నా v1 dot ch
No, sir.
No, sir.
ఎందుకు రాదు?
No, sir.
ఎందుకు రాదమ్మా?
ASCII code.
ASCII కోడ్ రాదు జీవితం.
ఏ వస్తుంది సార్?
ఏ వస్తది, వెరీ గుడ్.
2.5 వస్తుంది సార్.
వెరీ గుడ్.
అది ఫ్లోట్ కదా సార్.
పర్సెంటేజ్ సి పెట్టాం కాబట్టి ఎలాగో ప్రింట్ కదా ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది, రైట్? బట్ ద లాజిక్ ఈస్, what is the logic? If this is v1, okay, only y, okay, y is the largest member. This is character, this is integer, this is float. Out of these three, which is the largest in size?
Float sir.
Float.
Float is the largest one. So that means 4 bytes of space is only allocated. Only allocated for y. So this can be used for y, 4 bytes, or 2 bytes can be used for x, or 1 byte can be used for ch. Much గుర్తుందా మీకు?
Yes, sir.
Memory is allocated only for the largest member of the union. That is the common place for all the variables. So initially I put a here, a. Initially I put a here. After that I just put 10. So a is gone, 10 will be stored here. And later I stored 2.5. So 10 is also gone, and finally 2.5 is there. So only the last value is available. The previous two values are override by the recent value. వింటున్నారా?
Yes, sir.
సో ఇప్పుడు నాకు వచ్చేసి దీనికి స్ట్రక్చర్ కి తేడా ఏంటి నాన్న? స్ట్రక్చర్ కనుక తీసుకుందాం అనుకోండి మనం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇందాక తీసుకుంటే ఇది S1 అనుకున్నాం. S1 అని ఒక స్ట్రక్చర్ వేరియబుల్. దానిలో ఎవరెవరు ఉన్నారు కదా నేమ్ ఉంది నేమ్ ఎంత అనుకున్నాం అక్కడ 50 అనుకున్నాం కదా 0 1 2 index values 249 and there is a roll number which is 2 bytes and there is a CGPA which is a 4 bytes, right? All the variables or all the members are available at the same time because this is a structure. So when you say C node, so yes, C, E, N, U and all remaining are /0s, null characters. Coming to the row number 708, coming to the CGPA 8.67, something like that. So all the values are present at the same time. But coming to the union, there is only single memory is allocated for the largest member, that is Y in this case, and all the values will be stored in that place only. So if I store one value, and after that if I store another value, previous value is gone and most recent value will be stored there. So here I stored 8, 10 and 2.5, which is the recent value that we put over there. 2.5. So only 2.5 is available. The previous two, 10 and 8 are gone. Right? So can I get all three values at a time in union? Is there a possibility?
No, sir.
మూడు వాల్యూస్ ఒకేసారి దొరుకుతాయా యూనియన్ లో?
No, sir.
దొరకవునా వచ్చేసి no possibility. If you want that all the values should be present at the same time, go for structures. If you think that I need only the recent value, I don't need any previous values, I use the unions. That is how you select, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So and all remaining things like dot operator here, and only the difference is this one. And if I say what is the size of V1, what is the size of V1?
Look.
Size of V1 is the size
4
of
bytes, sir.
size of largest data type, the largest member. In case of structures, what we have defined for the size of the structure variable, we say that the sum of the sizes of the all its members. But in case of union, what is the size of the union variable? The size of the largest member. So in this case, one is character, another one is integer, and another one is float. So which is the largest one? Chappandi.
Float, sir.
Float. So what is the size of V1? 4 bytes. 4 bytes. Okay. So this is the difference between a structure and a union. You have a table for that also. I just made a table on that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just look at this now. Just look at this. I am creating a union. Union something like values char name 10 int x float y. Okay. Another thing, how to create a variable is here you can also create variables like this. V1, V2, V3. Then you can write semicolon, right? This is also possible. No need to write struct values V1, V2, V3. If you want to create or declare variables, you can declare them at the declaration itself. You can put the names of the variables between this closing brace and a semicolon, like this V1, V2, V3, right? ఇలా చేయొచ్చా?
Yes.
V1, V2, V3
Yes, sir.
చేయొచ్చా చేయకూడదా? Similarly, structures also you can write something like this. Kada closing brace ki semicolon ki madhyalo S1, S2, S3 like with the S of 65 రాయొచ్చు no problem in that, right? మాట్లాడండి please. Can anyone tell me what is the size of E1 or what is the size of this union?
10.
10 sir.
This one ఇది నేను ఇలా చెప్పాను కదా అని ఇది క్యారెక్టర్ సార్ ఇది ఇంటిజర్ సార్ ఇది ఫ్లోట్ సార్ ఫ్లోట్ పెద్దది సార్ 4 అనకండి ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉన్నాయన్నా
10.
10 క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉన్నాయన్నా ఇందాకంటే క్యారెక్టర్ CH అని ఒక వేరియబుల్ చెప్పాం but here name is of 10 characters. So in this case this is 10 bytes, this is 2 bytes, this is 4 bytes. So what is the maximum size? Character 10 characters. So size of E1 is 10 bytes, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one thing is you need to consider the data types and as well as you have to see whether there are any arrays. If there is an array, you have to multiply the array size with the data type size. Then you will get its size, right? మాట్లాడండి. నేను ఇలా రాసాను అనుకుంటున్నాను ఇలా. Okay, what is the size of this union?
In 20 sir.
20 by 20.
20 bytes because this is integer array. So 10 into size of the data type that is 2 bytes. 10 into 2 is
20.
20 bytes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it is something, okay? Okay, can anyone tell me what is the difference between the structure and union? What did you observe? Differences.
Structure takes more space, sir.
Structure
Union
allocates space for every member. Inka.
Union allocates only
in the
some-
keywords, sir.
So there are differences between the keywords structure and union. Inka.
In union there is single variable.
When do you go for structure? When do you go for union?
We go for structure when we want to allocate space for every member.
Very good. So we go for the structure if I want to keep all my members in the memory at the same time. If I don't want to do that, I want only the recent value, I use the unions, right? Okay now. చెప్పండి నేను శ్రీరామ్ మాట్లాడండి. So all other things, structures and unions are same, except these the differences that we discussed, right? Okay, so there is a question on employees or something. Someone please read that question now. There is a question on employees, right? Guys are there. మాట్లాడండి.
Write a program with the employee details of an organization such as employee number, experience, salary using structures and display the employee details on console.
Okay. What are the various members that I should declare in my structure?
Employee number, experience, salary.
Okay. So I should declare it as a structure. Employee, right? Okay. First is employee ID. Is that employee ID?
Employee numbers.
Employee number is nothing but ID. So that means it should be integer type. So EMP number anukunnam. Okay. Salary. So float salary, because salary will be in paisas or something, right? So we have declared it as a float type. Again,
Experience.
experience, right? So that is also integer. So if I want to okay, it's like based on how you assume it. If I assume it 3 years experience, 4 years experience, something like that, I will declare integer type. If I want to assume it as 3 years, 5 months, 3 years, 6 months, like that, I'll declare it as a float type. Right, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So that's up to your choice actually. Okay, so I'll take integer type. So I'll call it as experience EXP. Okay, what are other fields? That's it, or any other fields also? That's it. ఇంకేమైనా ఉన్నాయా? నేను అంతేనా?
That's it, sir.
ఓకే, సో దట్స్ ఇట్. నేను అంతే. దీనికి ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసి చేయగలరా మీరు? చేయలేరా? ఒక 3 ఎంప్లాయీస్ తీసుకుంటున్నాను. E1, E2, E3 అని struct employee E1, E2, E3. Can you store name? Can you store employee number and salary? It's almost similar to the student only. Student తీసి ఎంప్లాయీ అయింది, అంతకు మించి ఏమీ లేదు ఇక్కడ. అవునా కాదా? మాట్లాడండి. ఇంకేమున్నాయి నా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ మీద? Any questions on structures? మాట్లాడమ్మా. నేను మొబైల్లోనే చూసి రెండు చోట్ల ఇబ్బందిగా ఉన్నా. అదా why okay there is a late in reply?
స్ట్రక్చర్ అండ్ యూనియన్ డిఫరెన్షియేట్ చేయమన్నారు సార్. అంతే.
చేస్తాం మనం ఆల్రెడీ.
ఇంకా ఏం లేదు సార్.
ఓకే నన్న. సో we'll go to the pointers concept, right? Okay, pointer. What is a pointer? What is a pointer? Pointer is a special variable which stores
Variable which stores addresses.
which stores address of another variable. Basically, a variable stores a value, but pointer variable stores a address. That's the difference between a normal variable and pointer variable. Pointer variables are meant for storing addresses. Okay, why I should use pointers? Okay, I have given so many points in terms of notes and it discussed all these things, and you got that video also, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll just tell you some of the reasons. The primary reasons why they included pointers is when you use pointers, your execution will be very fast. If you want program should be executed fast, use pointers. That is one reason. Second reason, if I want to use dynamic arrays, I don't want to use static arrays or fixed sized arrays. I want to give an array size during execution. That can be possible with the pointers because pointers are capable of performing dynamic memory allocation by using malloc, calloc, realloc methods, and there is a free method also, right?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, and another reason is if I want to implement data structures, like you know the data structures like stack, queues, linked list, right?
Yes, sir.
The data structures are well implemented with pointers. If you take the example of a linked list, so in a linked list, what is a node contain a data and a link part. Data is normal variable and link is the pointer, right?
Yes, sir.
So one of the another use of pointer is to implement the data structures, and there are so many other ways. Okay, you have got all the table and points. Okay, so please read it. Okay, so first of all, what is a pointer? Okay, how do I create a pointer? I'll create a pointer with the star p. Okay, this is asterisk or star. When I use star in declaration, that is a pointer, right?
Yes, sir.
Star if there is no star, what is it?
Normal variable, sir.
It's a normal variable. Okay. What is this capacity? It can store only values, data. It can't store address, right? If I want to give that power to this variable, like for getting the addresses, storing the addresses, I should write it as star p, right? Int star p. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of int star p? Does it mean like p will store integer value, or that is something other meaning is there? Int star p. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of int star p?
Pointer will
The
have
address
address
that
to
pointer
the
show
will have the address
will
of
have
the
integer data type, sir.
Very good. Pointer p will store an address of integer variable. Not that p is having an integer variable. P is having an address which is an integer, right? Okay now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you are creating a pointer and it's a good programming practice that if you are not assigning any address to the pointer during its declaration, it's good you put a null here. Null. It's a good programming practice. Don't leave it like int star p. If you leave it like that, that creates a pointer called wild pointer. What is it?
Wild.
ఏంటమ్మది
Wild, sir.
wild, right? If you are not writing something like this and you just put in semicolon, this is a wild pointer. What do you mean by wild pointer? Wild pointers behaves differently. You can't predict their behavior. Like how can something like you can't predict the behavior of a wild animal? This is similar to that. You can't predict the behavior of a wild pointer. So if you don't want to make this wild pointer, a good programming practice is when you are declaring a pointer variable, assign it to null, so that it will be called as a null pointer. Later you can assign address of any variable. If there is a variable like this, int x equals to 10, then I can say that p equals to address of x. But initially put null into that. That's a good programming practice. చెయ్యకపోయినా ఏం కాదు నాన్న ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ లో అడుగుతారు అది. What do you mean by a wild pointer అని, right? ఓకేనా?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So adi సంగతి కదా, right? Okay, what happens what happens if I assign address of X to P? You know this, right? With all the figures and all. X means X is created in the memory with a value 10 and it will have some address. I'm assuming it has a 10,000, right? Matlandi. And P also created here, P also created here, and its address is 20,000. And when you say P equals to ampersand X, P address that is 10,000 will come to P, and we assume P is pointing to X. P is watching X. That's the logic we follow, right?
Yes, sir.
Secondly, Unara?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then printf X equals to percentage D. Then X will give you the value of X. So that prints X equals to 10, right? Okay, if I don't want to use X, how can I access through P?
X equal to percentage D slash n comma star P.
Star P, right? And I gave you one nice derivation like in mathematics. Y star P will give you the X value. What is the derivation now? If I say star P, that implies star and P is, what is this P number? 10,000.
Address of X.
What is star? We call it as a value add. What is the name of star? Value add. So you can write it as value add, right? So what is the value at 10,000? 10. So 10 is the answer. So star P is nothing but a 10. Right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
sir.
ఇంకో రకంగా చెప్పాలి అంటే star and instead of P what you can write by using this formula. In place of P you can write ampersand of X, right?
Yes, sir.
So in C language, ampersand and star are inversely proportional. So when they come next to it, they will get cancelled, and the remaining value is nothing but X. X is nothing but 10, right?
Yes, sir.
So in this way, a pointer can access the value of the variable it is pointing by using the operator star or asterisk, which is known as the value add, right? So with this figure actually, what you call it as, this 10 is X, and what is this one? This is the ampersand of X, and this is P, and this is address of P, right now? And just we got to know that 10 can be nothing but star P, and ampersand X is nothing but a P, so this is also P. Okay, if you remove this simple, if you remember this simple concept, you'll never forget what you mean by pointer, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now so this is nothing but a simple concept about the pointer introduction, right? And we got another concept called what are the various operations you can perform on pointers, various arithmetic operations you can perform on pointers. On pointers, you can perform only subtraction, increment, decrement. Addition with a number, subtraction with a number, and subtraction of 2 pointers. And you can't add 2 pointers, you can't multiply 2 pointers, you can't divide 2 pointers, you can't modulus with 2 pointers. Gurtunda meeku?
Yes, sir.
Why I said you can't add 2 pointers, ma? Why I said that you cannot add 2 pointers? What is the meaning in that?
We cannot add to address.
Okay, so that's a simple thing, okay? What you do by adding 2 addresses, there is no answer. P is a pointer, Q is a pointer. I can't say P plus Q. That adds 2 addresses, which is meaningless. I can't multiply 2 addresses. I can't divide one address with another address. I can't modulus divide one address with another address. But I can subtract 2 pointers. You can subtract one address from another address, provided that there is a condition. What is that?
Array's point.
Yes.
Both the pointers should point to same array. In that case, you can subtract one pointer from other, and you can say that these 2 pointers are away by this much number of bytes. They are separated by this much number of bytes. That is the result that you get when you subtract 2 pointers pointing to the same array. If P is pointing one variable and Q is pointing another variable, there is no meaning in subtracting 2 pointers, right? If P is pointing one, Q is pointing another variable, can I subtract 2 pointers? మాట్లాడండి.
Yes, sir. We can subtract, sir.
ఏం మాట్లాడుతున్నారు జీవితం నన్ను వినండి నన్ను ప్లీజ్ వినిపిస్తున్నా నేను చెప్తున్నాను యూఆర్ టాకింగ్ ఆల్ కామెడీ జీవితం నేనేం క్వశ్చన్ అడిగాను కదా వాట్ డిడ్ ఐ ఆస్క్ యూ
Can we subtract pointers?
ఆ మొక్కే అడిగేదా ఇంకేమైనా చెప్పాను P is pointing one variable, Q is pointing another variable. In that case, can I subtract 2 pointers? That's my question.
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Obviously, right?
Sir.
P of a pointer, Q of a pointer. P ఏమో x పాయింట్ చేస్తుంది, Q ఏమో y పాయింట్ చేస్తుంది అంటున్నారు. P is having address of x, Q is having address of y, and both are 2 separate variables. X is a separate variable, y is another separate variable, and your P is pointing to x, and your Q is pointing to y. What do you do when you subtract these two? ఏమన్నా అర్థం ఉంటుందా అందులో?
No, sir.
No meaning in that. If they are pointing to 2 separate variables, when they have a meaning, when they have a meaning,
If they are pointing to same array elements, sir.
if they are pointing to an array like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if there is an array like this, and P is pointing to address of A of index 0, and Q is pointing to address of A of 3, then what is this diagram? I have to draw an array A with indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, P is pointing to the first element, and Q is pointing to third index, right? In this case, if I say, n equals to q minus p, what you will get? చెప్పండి ఏమొస్తుంది? If the addresses are something like this, if this address is 2000, the address of this one is 2002, and this one is 2004, and this one is 2006, and this one is 2008. So when I say q minus p means 2006 minus 2000, which is nothing but 6. Then I can say the pointer p is 6 bytes away from q. So it's sounding like there is a sense in that. That's a reasonable relation between q and p, right?
Yes, sir.